Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, we got a lot more something's happening every day. You need to expect that. Something's always going to happen because I told you it's about flooding the zone, keeping you overwhelmed, keeping you, locked into to a lot of drama and mess constantly. Because again, if you're overwhelmed by all of it, if you're overwhelmed, um, um, hold on, I just saw something. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I just wanted to remind folks before I switch it to that Cheeto picture that this is what these ankles really look like. They could be worse now, but we're not able to see them, because he hides behind desks or they rush him into certain locations, so we don't really get. And I tell you now, you notice he's kind of wearing bell bottoms. Hey, Ray, it's kind of kind of staying alive-ish, giving John Travolta right now. So that's what I noticed too. When I see his pants, they're a lot more wide leg and what do they say with that stretchy fabric. So I just wanted to remind you, Joe Biden did not have ankles like this. He did not have feet. He did not have trotters. Look at how those shoes are leaning. Joe Biden didn't look like this. Okay? I just want to go on record that Joe Biden never looked like this. Okay? Yep, not never once. Now, I'm going to go back to things that are going to. All right. Sorry, you guys. I had to go get it. I have to dig. You know what I mean? I have to dig to look for it. But it's worth it. It's worth the dig. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Now, did y'all see about there's been another boat that was in waters and we got rid of that person without figuring out who it was and what it was, and we're just making proclamations, making assumptions about everybody that we see in those waters. Did you see that again? And now the Trump administration is talking about doing the same thing on land. That if they see anything that they suspect it's something nefarious, they'll just unalive them and figure out the rest of it later. See? Not you calling them Kankles Droopy face. Okay, I like that. That works. But just so y'all know, that's what your government is doing with your tax dollars. You know, that's what they're doing with your tax dollars. Hey, dude. Good afternoon, beautiful. So y'all gonna, yeah, he's a dictator. But remember, Republicans told us that this wouldn't happen. Remember, Republicans said that before the election. They say, "Oh no, don't take Trump literally. Take him figuratively. He's just saying stuff. You don't take it serious. When are we supposed to take it serious? Because he's doing the shit he said he was going to do. He's doing the shit that was in Project 2025 that Donald Trump claimed he knew nothing about, of which we know that Trump knew everything about. Yeah, Trump is tearing up the White House, but Republicans don't care. They don't care. I'm telling you, I ain't talking about the voters. I know they don't care. I'm talking about the Republican elected officials. America, at some point, you got to have a conversation that one of the two leading parties in America is hostile to America. And the only thing, and hostile to the 99.9%, ultimately hostile to us. They want to make us as poor as possible, keep us oppressed, not have any workers' rights, got to take whatever money we can get, whatever housing we can get. They want to own everything. I saw something on TV, a commercial earlier today. I was walking in my house, and I saw a commercial on the television. I forget the name of the I think it was called New Day, something like that. And it was one of those reverse mortgage companies. And it was saying the guy was talking to people like he cared about them. And listen, if you need anything, we'll let you borrow up to 100% against the value of your home. Um, we'll let you borrow 100% against the value of your home, and you'll be able to get whatever you need, and you won't have to make any more payments. And I said, listen to him, trying to sound like he care about them. He don't care about these fucking people. He don't. No, matter of fact, they didn't even say make no payments. They just said they would allow you to borrow 100% against your home. Because I say it out loud. Yeah, miss a payment, they gonna take that fucker. They gonna snatch it right out from up under you. Right out from up under you. That was the first thing that I thought. Because nobody gives you anything for free. No problem, Bomb. I know it's 7. These companies are preying on your parents, your grandparents. So any land or property that you may have or could have gotten passed down to generation, equity investment companies, Wall Street, they want that property. They don't want you to own anything. They want you to rent perpetually because you won't be able to afford to buy anything. So you'll have no choice but to pay whatever the rent is. I told y'all. I told you. And now Donald Trump is also talking about privatizing Social Security. The very thing that Project 2025 told you about. It told you that they were trying to do that. It told you that Republicans were trying to do that. Come on. I was hearing some feedback. It told you Republicans were trying to do that. Did it not? Project 2025 said that they wanted to privatize Social Security and how they were going to go about doing it. They told you. They told you. But nobody listened. Hey, Chris, good afternoon to you. Nobody wanted to listen. And let me stop for a second and ask you guys to tap that, that like button. Tapping is clapping. I appreciate it. That helps to promote the live. And if you could hit that copy link button, you don't even have to send it to anybody, but copy link counts as a share, and it helps me to boost the live. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate all those shares. But y'all need to pay attention to that. You have one party in America that's hostile towards the 99.9%. You're working harder than you ever worked in your life, aren't you? Don't you work really hard? And you work really hard for your money, and guess who keeps trying to take it? Republicans. They claim they don't want to raise your taxes, but guess what? Let's do the math. If rich people don't pay taxes, who else got to pay? Somebody has to pay, right? Because the government needs your money to bail out rich people. So somebody has to pay, right? And guess what never goes down? Your taxes. And even when your taxes do go down, it's temporary. Your tax cut is never permanent. Only the rich people get a permanent tax cut. You always get a temporary tax cut. Think about it. Rich people don't live check to check. You do. You can. But yet they gave you a temporary tax cut that expired during Joe Biden's presidency. So you would think it's Joe Biden that raised your taxes. When in fact, no new tax laws were passed during the Biden administration. Republicans would not allow that. This is the Republican Trump tax policy. So I know you're paying a shitload in taxes right now. If you are, if every time you file your taxes, you still owe and you like, how the fuck do I owe? Because I'm paying all this fucking money in taxes. That's that Trump tax plan. That's that Trump tax plan, baby. And then they're going to turn around and privatize Social Security. So if you've been paying into Social Security since, say you were 14, 15, you've been working since then, all that money gone. Yeah. Rich people just said, fuck you. We're going to take this money and the government going to build factories for us. When y'all going to learn that the Republican Party is hostile towards the 99.9%? They're who keep you poor. They're who actually keep you poor. Real talk. Those are the people that keep you poor. I'm going to tell you something that I read earlier, just so y'all can know. I meant to save it to bring it into the live, but I forgot to. I'll have it tomorrow. But this is something that you need to know. From 1989 to 2024, about 51 million non-farm jobs were added in the United States. Of those 51 million jobs, 50 million were added under Democratic presidents, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden. About 1 or 1.3 million were added under Republican presidents, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and Trump over that same span. Over the span. That works out to Democrats presiding over about 96 to 97% of the net job creation in a 35-year period. I'm doing great, Brent. I told y'all Republicans don't create jobs. I've been telling you. Republicans are job killers. You vote for a Republican to represent you, you're going to lose your job. I guarantee it. You're going to lose your job. Or if you keep a job, it'll be low wage. You're going to need multiple of them just to keep your head above water. Think about it. Joe Manchin, a Democrat, supposedly, right? Representing West Virginia, and ain't never do nothing to make West Virginia no better. Not nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. Because he wasn't a Democrat. He just couldn't run as a Republican in West Virginia and win. Catch it. He's really a Republican. But he couldn't beat other Republicans in West Virginia. Right? Republicans don't make your life better, they make your life harder. How hard are you going to work before you wake up and realize that you're being robbed of time with your family? Yep, he ran as an independent Democrat, which is an oxymoron, right? Independent Democrat. Fuck does that even mean? Joe Manchin's a clown. He's a Republican. He's a dino, a Democrat in name only, just like Kristen Sinema. I was so glad both of them gone. Toodles. Goodbye. No problem, Gwen. Both of them wanted to be around in Congress because it's money and power. They didn't give a shit about the people they represented. Not one person. I'm telling you, Republicans are keeping Americans poor. And Democrats are shitty in their messaging and talking about that. That's been the problem. That's been a huge problem. Republicans have been better in their messaging of hate and division. Because it ain't hard to get Americans to hate somebody that ain't like them. That's kind of the American way, right? America's kind of founded on that shit. Christopher Columbus came here, stole land from native people, and then proceeded to just be on a hate campaign forever. Forever. It started with the Pilgrims, it just kept going. Just kept going. Just kept going. It never stopped. Hate is the American way. Hate is as American as apple pie. Yep, Republicans create recessions too. They do. Because Republicans' policies destroy economies. This is why I keep asking Americans, are you voting Republican because you were taught to and you're indoctrinated and you're a sheep and you're afraid to be a free thinker? You're afraid to use your common sense? People are so spoiled. See, they get spoiled under liberals. And then those liberal policies carry over into conservative leadership tenures, right? And Republicans benefit from the decisions of liberals, right? And it doesn't start going from sugar to shit until Republicans implement new policies. And then slowly over time, you start to see the bullshit that happened because of their policies. That's why they always put a delay on the shit. I'm telling you, that's why Republicans always put a delay on it. Because I know you said 7, girl, you ain't got to be in here. I see you, Bone. But Republicans' thought is that you'll forget anyway, and they can get you to hate somebody more than you hate being broke. You understand? They figure you're going to hate liberals more than you hate being broke. And quiet as kept, some of you do. Literally, some of you hate liberals more than you hate not being able to feed your damn kids. Hey, Rosie, good evening. And you need to be more concerned about the fact that you can't feed your children. You understand? That needs to be the highest priority. America, wake up. They're working you to death. They're working you to death and taking your health insurance. So you're not going to see no doctor when you get sick because you ain't going to have no money. And then you can't go to your local community hospital because they took the funding and your local community hospital gonna shut down. So you ain't gonna have no hospital to go to. I need you to think and put the pieces together. I'm doing it for you. I'm telling you what it is. They boxing you in. They shutting you out of jobs. They're using computers and AI to try to shut you out of jobs. They'll do anything not to pay you. They'll spend billions of dollars, invest billions of dollars into technology, but they will not invest billions of dollars into you or me. Oh no, they ain't about to do that. You might actually have a life. You might create a life for yourself, and they can't have that. They'd rather you be a slave to them low ass wages. Keep you on the hook in a job that you hate, but you're desperate for it. You need health insurance. That's why they want to destroy the ACA. See, the ACA puts you in a position where you say, man, fuck this job, man. I go in the marketplace and get me some insurance for the next couple months and figure some shit out. They don't want you doing that shit. They want to take you back to where pre-existing conditions was a fucking thing. And if you had any break in coverage, guess what? Your ass wouldn't get no insurance. You had to jump on those Cheetos shoved in them church shoes. Listen, as soon as he pulled them things out, it's that orange dust everywhere. Shit. But y'all get where I'm trying to explain to y'all how all of this shit is working together. I'm 50 years old. I've been paying attention to politics long enough to go, well, when I look at this and I look at that, I'm telling you, the Republican platform is built upon all the other shit they've done before this. Trump didn't just come out of nowhere. Trump is the culmination of everything that Republicans been shoving to Republican voters, to American voters for decades. Most Americans are socialists. They don't even know it. If you're getting a government check, if you're getting government is investing money into the business that then hires you. If you've been in the military, you get Medicaid, Medicare. These are all the things, government tax credits. Your ass is a fucking socialist. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with being a socialist. It's just that conservatives turned it into a dirty word. Because guess what? They love socialism when they take your tax dollars to bail out banks. Oh, then you're supposed to be a good little socialist, right? Right? When it's time to bail out big businesses, it's okay for you to be a socialist. It's just not okay to be a socialist if you want health care. Y'all don't get it. They playing in your fucking face. Stop letting these rich people play in your damn face. Every day that you let this shit happen is every day you letting rich people say to you, fuck your kids, fuck your entire family. We don't care nothing about you. We making money. That's it. We making money over here. You said 25 states said they would not be funding their SNAP money program. I can believe it. The USDA said ain't no SNAP money for November. So if you get SNAP benefits, ain't nothing coming for November. Now, remember I told you about that app. I don't get paid by these people. I just tell you about it because I found out about it. Too good to go. So your ass don't go hungry. Too good to go. Restaurants, grocery stores that have food that might otherwise be discarded but is still good. Go on that app. You can get these things called surprise bags, and they tell you some of the stuff that'll be in there, but then other stuff will be what they have. In addition to the regular things that they tell you they know will be in the bag. Go check it out. Paying $5 or $6 for either vegetables or meals from, a place like Bonchon, like I told you. You can always have that the next day for lunch. Have it for dinner. Fuck that, man. As long as we all working together and talking to each other, nobody should go hungry. This is why I've been telling you all for months. Set up co-ops with people you trust. Set up co-ops with people you trust, baby, because you're going to need them. Your government has abandoned you. Donald Trump said earlier today he's trying to make it so a Democrat never wins office again, even if voters want it. I told y'all Republican done bought Dominion voting systems. They own the largest amount of voting machines in America. Y'all ain't learned no lessons yet. Y'all haven't learned shit yet. Republicans tired of talking to y'all. They just gonna take the shit. That's why they ain't listening to you now, but that's why you need to keep the damn pressure on. Because they figure you're gonna get tired. You're gonna shut up, you're gonna stay quiet. This is why I say I do not agree with other influencers who say it doesn't do any good to call them, email that bullshit. You paying these people, oh, they make over $170,000 a year. You're paying their salary. You ain't gonna say nothing. Hey, Scooby and Scrappy Doo. Y'all hear Scooby and Scrappy Doo? Just carrying them. But you've got to stay in contact with your elected representatives, because if you don't stay in contact with your elected representatives, they're still getting their money. Remember, I told you Mike Johnson is still getting a little over $18,000 a month in his congressional salary while the government is shut down. But government workers ain't being paid. Folks might not get their food and their supplemental food, their SNAP benefits next month. People with disabilities and special needs who are in job training programs getting kicked out because the federal funding ain't there. This is what's happening. This is what is happening. While we're doing without, Congress still gets paid. That's why Mike Johnson has no sense of urgency. None to end the shutdown. He's still getting money. He don't care. He don't care. Mike Johnson, he got the I don't give a damn itis right now. He could care less. You know why? Because he's still getting money. Yep, and he still got Cadillac insurance. I agree. Congress shouldn't get paid when the government shut down. For however long government shut down, their ass shouldn't get paid either. Real talk, they shouldn't. They should not get paid, even though they're in negotiations. They should get back pay just like regular civil service workers. How you know how they get their back pay when the government open back up? That's how it should be for Congress. Yeah, but they should not be paid while government is closed. Their entire job is to balance the budget. Remember, you pay taxes into the budget. Your government ain't funded right now. That's why the government closed, because it's not funded. Congress got a lot. They got several things they're supposed to do. One of them is the purse strings. Republican Congress said, forget about that. We'll just let the president do it. Remember, this is the same Congress, right, that wouldn't let Joe Biden give you student loan relief. The same Congress that wants to take the health insurance that Barack Obama made sure that you had. That's what's happening, y'all. I'm trying to explain to you, Republicans don't like you. And that's especially true for Republican voters. I hope you don't think you're special. They don't like you either. They really don't like you. I mean, it's one thing for you to vote for them. It's a whole nother thing for you to keep talking to them as if they care about what you need and your goals and that. They don't care about none of that shit. They just want you to shut your mouth, get in that booth, and vote for them. Because they're not going to do what you want them to do anyway. They're just going to throw a couple of culture wars in front of you. You got your student loans forgiven? Good. Yeah, some people did. Hold on for a second, y'all. I hear my dog doing something. Hold on. And it's up to no good. It's shenanigans. I thought he would. No, because twice today I caught him. No. You can put like one more in there to keep it going. So sorry, you guys. That wasn't the dog. That was my husband. I was going out there. I was about to say, gotcha. But it wasn't him. The dog's laying there. Got out there and got my face cracked. Thought I had him. Dog was like, oh, you got to be quicker than that. I'm gonna eat that wood though when you tied up on something else. Trust me, I'm gonna get at it. Believe that. Damn dog. That's okay. You tricked me this time. I'm gonna catch you next time. You know, did you guys know that last year in 2024, the U.S. we exported over $12 billion of soybeans to China. Last month, we didn't export nothing. China said, fuck off, kid. Get out of here. That we did that to ourselves. Donald Trump did that. Now Kansas is officially in a recession. I want to say Congratulations, Kansas. You're a first prize winner. Yeah. Listen, this is what they wanted, right? This is what they voted for, right? They voted for the freedom, right, to go broke. I love all this damn freedom personally. I told y'all some of the biggest recipients of Trump policies were going to be Republicans. I told you this. I told you some of the biggest recipients of Trump policies would be Republicans. Now, keep in mind, they have not learned any lessons yet. These same voters would still vote for Trump again if an election was tomorrow. So let them suffer even more. Personally, I'm not going to be satisfied until they lose their family farms and they're homeless. Then, only then, they might learn a lesson. But I'm not willing to have any sorrow, remorse, compassion, empathy for them until they lose everything. Yep. Because I know as long as they have something, they'll continue to make excuses. All they need is a little win from Trump. Like, I love that Argentina got, what is it, $40 billion from us? 40 billion of our dollars? Because Donald Trump wants to help out a friend of his that's running for office in Argentina? And the farmers of America starve. Thank you, angels in Republican heaven. Thank you. They agree. They're clapping. They heard my prayers. Y'all been here. Anybody, if you've been around my day ones, they know from the beginning. I've been praying to Republican Jesus. I've been saying, Republican Jesus, please bankrupt. Please bankrupt Republicans with Trump, with conservative policies because they think they're not socialists. So you need to bankrupt them, Republican Jesus. It's the only way. And look at where we are now. They standing around. I don't understand, Mildred, why we're still broke even though we voted for Trump. Thank you for saying that, Kim. Tapping is clapping. I appreciate it, you guys. If you could tap that like button for me and hit that copy link button for me. Copy link counts as a share. Oh, yeah. And Trump tried to shake down Ukraine. Tried to shake down Ukraine. Now he's trying to pretend that, he really wants to come down on Russia. No. Y'all see the other day how he said he stopped 8 wars already? Bruh. Bruh. You say, did you see my kick ice out? No, I didn't see it, Rosie. I'll take a look at that. You tagged me in it? Yeah, Trump said he stopped 8 wars. And I was like, 8? Get the fuck out of here. This man is always lying. And I think somebody said this earlier. I want to comment on this real quick. Somebody said that, but the east wing of the White House is going to be totally demolished. He's getting rid of the entire east wing for a new 90,000 square foot ballroom. But if you're getting SNAP, oh, that got cut because it's going to make you lazy if the government gives you money. Y'all see? Yeah, they're talking about flooding the market with cheap beef. Good. Can I be honest with you? Good. I'm glad he is. Fuck them farmers and them ranchers. Fuck them. Fuck them. Because quiet is kept, the beef is so expensive in America because the manufacturers and beef processors here in America are inflating prices. Their shit ain't impacted by inflation. You understand? They're just inflating prices because they can. You understand? So fuck them. Fuck them. I want Trump to flood the market with cheap ass Argentinian beef. Fuck it. That's what their stupid ass gets for voting for Trump. And just so y'all know, y'all not gonna be able to tell beef that was from Argentina versus America because in America they allow them to slap the USA thing on it anyway. So you ain't gonna be able to tell the difference anyhow. Oh, they said the East Wing is full of mold and asbestos. That's their excuse. That's the excuse that Trump gave. You know what we need to call it, y'all? Let's call the new ballroom the Epstein Ballroom. That's what we should call it. The new White House ballroom is now going to be called the Epstein Ballroom. That's what we should call it. Yep. So Trump never forgets old Jeffrey, right? You say built in 1902 with lead paint and asbestos. It may be all of those things, but it's no reason for it to be totally demolished and a 90,000 square foot ballroom. Now I'm gonna tell you this: if a liberal is elected after Trump, they need to rip all that shit, all them companies that donated to get this ballroom built. See, that's big money. That's rich people trying to buy favor from the government, right? Y'all see the pay to play. We don't have enough to pay to play, so we just stuck. We're casualties of the decisions of rich people, right? But a liberal get in office after that, make them same fucking companies pay to rip all that shit back down and put it right back together. Yep. I remember the 9/11 cancers. I just don't agree with Donald Trump going about ripping all that shit down in the way that he's doing it because I don't trust how he's doing it. It's a way for us to fix the situation, but that ain't the way. That ain't the way. Donald Trump is making the White House tacky as fuck. Luckily, I was able to. I've been in the White House more than one time in my lifetime. If you ain't never been there, poor Tink Tink, he done fucked it up. He fucked up the Rose Garden. Now the East Wing is all gone. It's just all a mess. White House a mess. It's just another extension of tacky ass Mar-a-Lago. I ain't gonna be surprised if he tries to build a golf course in the back. Yep. Mm. I wouldn't be surprised if he take over a piece of the National Mall and turn it into a golf course, so he don't have to go all the way back to Florida or go to Virginia to his other golf course. Real talk. That's what I think. Because there's nothing that Trump won't do. America, I just want you to know your government shut down and you still paying taxes. You know that, right? Your government is shut down and you still paying taxes. I don't know what you paying taxes for. I don't know what you paying into actually, but you're still paying taxes, but your government is closed. And then they're going to raise your taxes. They're going to raise them because somebody has to pay and it's not going to be rich people. Now, I want to tell y'all about something else because, again, I told you I don't believe in coincidences, right? So there was a Christian musician who sang the national anthem for Trump at the 2022 rally. He's now facing felony child charges. I'll say it like that. Y'all know what kind of charges, right? I'm talking about, right? Yeah. He faced. Listen, how is it that all these people around Trump and in the Republican Party seem to have this problem with children? Why is this? Because I told you I don't believe in coincidences. Why is it that all these men seem to have this same kind of issue? What's really going on with Republicans? Because I tell you, it's not, oh my God. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to put up a picture of the model of the White House ballroom that they're building. The ballroom is technically bigger than the White House itself. Y'all heard what I said, right? It's bigger than the fucking White House. It's basically a fucking Kennedy Center on White House grounds. No, it ain't no bunker because you can't build a bunker that fast. Like I told y'all, America needs to know what companies are building this shit. Where's the money going? Who's getting all this money? Because this is a huge ass facility. There's no way it's going to be built for $250 million or even $300 million. I told y'all this facility is going to cost at least a $500 million. At least. At least. Well, Trump's going to pay these people, Kim. It's not his money. This government money. And the reason why I say you got to follow the money because some of these contractors going to be shady as fuck. For sure. They're going to be shady as fuck. Guaranteed. But Trump, he don't mind paying them. It ain't his money. It's our money. Oh, I think that the cost of this thing is going to be closer to $500 million or more by the time. Watch. Watch. Yep, I wouldn't be surprised, Jarvis, if Trump didn't own the contract company. But I'm telling you, folks better follow the money. I'm telling you, folks better follow the money. There's a lot of shady dealing happening here. A lot of shady dealing. There's no reason for the White House to have a ballroom this large. The president's supposed to be fucking working, not partying. And it's not like the White House gonna be renting out the space for fucking use. What are we doing here, y'all? It's not like we should be renting it. Like, the fuck is happening? It's just so no, it ain't even imperial, Chris. It sounds fucking ghetto. This sounds like some ghetto mob shit. That's what it sounds like to me. Ghetto mob shit. Real talk. That's exactly what it looks like to me. Now, those of you who are in Florida, I want to tell you something. I'm going to make a video about this tomorrow. Florida's minimum wage just went up. However, don't get too excited because your Florida government's being Florida again, right? So I don't want you to get yourself too worked up, right? Okay? Because there's a proposed bill that your local government is putting up that will make it so that it allows an employer to be able to avoid paying you it. Boom. Yeah. If the person you work for don't want to pay you the state minimum for minimum wage, they don't have to. That's Republican. That is Republicans. That's not Democrats doing that to you. I keep telling y'all, Republicans want you to be poor. They have introduced Bill HB 221, filed by Representative Ryan Chamberlain. He's of the Bellevue area. It advanced in both houses, but it died in committee. They're gonna keep on working on it. He said that the minimum wage hike was enacted with good intentions, but it would lead to fewer work opportunities. Let me translate that for y'all. If we force businesses to pay you a guaranteed hourly wage, right? Then that means our rich donors would have to pay you more than they really want to pay you, and they don't want to do that. So we need to find a way so they don't have to pay you that money, and they can give it to me while I stay in this job and not do shit, but line my own pockets. That's what he's saying. He's just too chicken shit to say it out loud. And nobody's calling him out on it. Nobody's saying, oh, you. So why would you not want Florida? Asking him, how would it lead to fewer jobs? Explain to me how. An employer that, wants to hire less people because the government in that state has said you got to give a minimum living hourly wage. That's an employer that shouldn't be in that state anyway, right? Why would Florida want employers in a state that doesn't want to pay its employees the minimum required hourly wage? Child, we ain't talking about maximum here. Minimum. You're not setting the world on fire for $8. These motherfuckers are cruel. It's just outright cruelty and hatred at this point. And I've been telling you, your suffering is a part of the design. It's a feature of it. If you ain't suffering, they doing something wrong. And you were living high on the hog during Obama's years, Clinton's years. This is why every time Republicans got back in office, they fucked up the economy. They fucked up your jobs. They fucked up your life. That's why that happened. That's why that happened. Oh, with Florida minimum wage law that happened, it was set to increase annually to reach $15 per hour by 2026. Now, keep in mind, $15 an hour is still not enough to buy a house, or not in America. You still probably gonna need another job or some other hustle on top of that, just not to be tight. You feel me? You probably don't have a car. Even at $15 an hour, you understand where I'm coming from? They don't even want you to make $15 an hour in Florida. They want your employer to be able to opt out of having to pay you that. Florida don't like you. I'm like, this shit is ridiculous. Rich people are so fucking greedy. They're so greedy. It's like, damn, they already got everything. But it's not enough. They want it all. But on $15 an hour, you ain't gonna set the world on fire. You ain't even gonna be comfortable. You need at least $40, $50 an hour to breathe. And that's just breathing. And that ain't even breathing and being chill. Because you still gonna have to keep your head on a swivel, stay focused, mind your money. But $15, they don't even want to give them $15. They don't even want to give you $15 a fucking hour. Quiet as kept, the federal minimum wage should at least be $30 an hour. At least. Otherwise, how are people supposed to fucking live? We're not talking about popping bottles in the club. They ain't what we talking about. We talking about just want to be able to pay your electricity bill, your cell phone bill, your mortgage, your rent, your car note, your car insurance, your health care premiums, your co-pays. That's all we talking about. Basic shit. But rich people don't even want you to have basic shit. Remember what Trump told you a couple months ago? He said maybe this Christmas you buy one doll instead of two. He said the quiet part out loud. Rich people want you to suffer. Suffer. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you being here today. I got to start wrapping up because y'all know I got to go get Bombshell. She already just slid up in here. She'll slide back up in here again like an anaconda, like. So, want to make sure I get myself out of here on time because I got to ride to town. I told you because I live in bumfuckitis. I have to ride all the way to town. But I appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to listen to the Straight No Chaser podcast. A new episode dropped yesterday where I talked to you about resting. Because I know you're tired. Listen to that episode so you can learn why it's important to rest and how you can go about doing it. Yeah, and keep in mind, I got to pick up the kid and drop her off at work because in this inflationary ass economy, she can't afford no car. That shit costs too much. She can't afford no car and she work full time. Can't afford no car. She ain't got no kids, no husband. She can't afford no car. This shit is crazy out here. I feel sorry for the young people, honestly, millennials. Old people like Donald Trump ruined your life. No bullshit. They ruined your life for you. They made it hard for you to function. They set you behind. At least you won't be able to start even looking at making your life look a little better till you about 40 or 50. They fucked y'all over, man. Something terrible. They fucked you over. And they still doing it. Take back your country, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget, Saturday morning, we baking bread, chocolate chip banana nut bread on Saturday. Don't forget about that. Don't forget, we're also discussing Saturday evening. We're talking about Contagion, the movie. Don't forget, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on TikTok, okay? Don't forget, tomorrow is Freebie Friday. So after my TikTok live here on TikTok, we're doing an uncensored, I always do an uncensored after show on Patreon. It's Freebie Fridays. Come on over for free and listen and watch that show on Friday. The link is in my bio to come onto Patreon and check it out. I think you'll enjoy yourself, okay? I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Look, we got 23,000 likes this afternoon. I appreciate that. We got over 140 shares. I appreciate that. Before I wrap up, I'm going to give a shout out to my top 5 gifters because I always do this every live. I appreciate all of you, though. Just know that. Number 1, beautiful Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. Number 2, beautiful Miss Lola. Thank you, Miss Lola. Number 3, Daddy Zools. Thank you so much, handsome. I appreciate it. Number 4, beautiful Kimmy. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 5, beautiful Kim. Thank you, Kim. And a special shout out to number 6, Miss Beautiful Miss Marie. Thank you so much. Thank you to the mods today for helping me out. I appreciate it so much. Listen, Wendy, I'm gonna put this stuff up on. I'll put it up on YouTube. So don't forget. The ones from yesterday are up on YouTube already as well. But I'll make sure to put these on YouTube. I put the lives on YouTube every day. So check them out. The only ones I don't put up there are the bread making ones that we do. I don't put those up there. But the other ones I put up there. So check it out. We have a good time, and you'll see all the things we talked about today. I love you guys. Have a safe and wonderful evening. I'm gonna tell you, like I always tell you, don't let nobody live rent free in your head. Don't feed no trolls, and you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. Have a beautiful and blessed evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on TikTok.